Hello, I'm Beelzebub, and welcome to my channel. I hope you don't mind Lily helping me out with this video. I might need an emotional support puppy because I'm talking about something that actually really kind of sucks. So, in Columbus, there are a bunch of different little areas, that you use to kind of separate as a way as a way of knowing where you are. So one of the areas that I want to talk about is actually pretty close to where I lived when I was in Columbus, struggling with housing, and that is Franklinton, that particular area. So I was scrolling through Facebook earlier when I was on break at work, and I came across NBC, the Columbus NBC affiliate, and they posted a article talking about the Planned Parenthood in the area of Franklinton, Columbus, being closed. So I wanted to talk about this a little bit. And before anyone drops into the comments and being like, good, maybe babies can be born again, this clinic did not perform abortions. So if you say anything about fewer abortions happening, I'm just going to delete your comment out of hand because it's completely irrelevant to the topic. So, the Franklinton Clinic, I will say, the things they did do. They did provide access to birth control. They did provide cancer screenings, pap smears, STI testing and treatment, primary care, pregnancy tests, and other wellness exams. Now, there's a lot more that I'm sure they did while they were open, because you can't really cover everything a clinic in an area does in just a sentence, which, is pretty much what Lauren Blauvelt, the executive director of Planned Parenthood Advocates in Ohio, said. So, what happened? This Planned Parenthood lost about $10 million in federal funding. And about 40%, according to the article, of patients who saw doctors, nurses, their healthcare team at this particular location were on Medicaid. But Trump's big, beautiful bill blew that to hell. And Medicaid got cut. So, they cut 17 jobs there. 17 people are now out of work. So, not great. But let's also not forget I'm honestly not sure how many patients were being seen at that particular clinic, but there are now people who are, at least for the time being, out of a doctor. Let's say it's not a very large number of patients that were being seen. Let's say it's only 100 people. That's 100 people left completely in the lurch. 100 people that need to find a new doctor that's, one, covered by their insurance that they do have, if they have insurance. And let's not forget, this Planned Parenthood, and I think every Planned Parenthood actually, works on a sliding income scale. They tailor what you will pay with, what you should be able to reasonably afford. So these people are, again, 40% were on Medicaid. So chances are these people don't have insurance anymore because their Medicaid got cut. So they may not be able to find a doctor. They may have, who knows? Honestly, who knows what health issues they were facing that they needed to see a doctor for. And the option of Planned Parenthood, with more likely than not a physician that they could trust and liked, is no longer an option. Now, there's this tool the chairman of Ohio Right to Life, who said, "We're blessed in Central Ohio with great healthcare options, especially for low-income women, pregnant women in this case, so Planned Parenthood is not needed." Sure, whatever, man. And he pointed to a ministry. Now, I don't think for even a second that this ministry is going to provide contraceptive care. I don't believe that'll happen for a second. Their goal is for you to get pregnant and have a child. That's what they care about. They don't care about the person's overall health. They care about, the quantity of babies being born. They don't care about that baby's livelihood after it's born. They just care about it being born. They just want the largest number possible, which actually, ironically, will probably go down with the closure of this Planned Parenthood. Because people are just going to stop having sex. This is not hard math to figure out. And if, say, one of the patients was being seen for endometriosis or PCOS, something like that, that makes it difficult to have a child successfully, they're not getting that care anymore. So the likelihood that they will be able to carry a pregnancy to term drops. But hey, what do they care? That doesn't really matter. No, does it? It is a staggering human cost that is being faced here. And I made the mistake. I looked at the comment section. A bunch of people celebrating. Because, of course, mostly men. As you'd imagine. People who really want women to stay under thumb. That, I think, is all I need Alex's computer for. Lily saw that I was getting irritated, so she came up to say hello. So I do want to say that there is still a Planned Parenthood clinic active in North Columbus, but that actually is not good enough. And let me explain why. A lot of people, particularly low-income people in the city of Columbus, I was one of them, rode the bus because they didn't have money for a car. So let me explain something. COTA, the Central Ohio Transit Authority, the bus system, is not the best. In fact, a lot of people in Columbus hate it pretty openly. So I lived in the southwest region of Columbus, roughly a 15-20 minute bus ride from the Franklinton Planned Parenthood. To get from the Franklinton area to North Columbus, when I went to North Columbus from that area down southwest, it took me 2 hours. 2 hours waiting for a bus, getting on a bus, riding to a stop I had to get off at, and waiting for another bus to take me further north. Then there's the rest of the bus ride, which, totaled out to be about 2 hours one way. Now, I want to point something out. People work. They have jobs. They have lives. They have things that they have to plan for. How often, especially if you have a health condition that you're being seen for, how many people have the time and ability to do 2 hours one way, possibly upwards of once or twice a week? I don't imagine a lot of people do. So 2 hours to go there, however long to be seen, and then 2 hours back. That is a minimum of probably about 4.5 hours of your day. Just gone. And, some people are potentially in too much pain. I have spoken with my spouse. They have a couple of health conditions. I won't say what, but they range from uncomfortable to fairly excruciatingly painful. So imagine spending 2 hours one way on a bus. Then imagine you have a procedure done. Say you have pap smear, or the doctor has to use a speculum on you. I've heard that's uncomfortable. I have no way to know. I don't have the requisite anatomy for, such things to be used on me. So I have no firsthand experience. But I don't imagine it's comfortable. So imagine that discomfort, especially if you have something like, say, endometriosis. You have that procedure done, you're probably really sore. And you have to sit on the bus for another 2 hours, going one way from North Columbus to Southwest or wherever it is you are? No. Look, I'm not saying that Planned Parenthood being open still is a bad thing. It is absolutely a good thing. I'm just saying it is actually kind of unreasonable. Especially of the government. I'm not blaming Planned Parenthood in the slightest. They're a great organization. They take care of people that need it. In a way that I simply don't trust ministries to do. Don't trust it. But I just wanted to talk a little bit about this closure and the human cost of the closure and what it actually might look like in other cities. Especially if you're kind of out of the way and you have to drive however long to go to a Planned Parenthood. As it stands, we have about an hour drive one way to get to Planned Parenthood for any appointment Alex may have. Well, might have had, since that clinic is closed now. Now imagine having to travel even farther, potentially. I vote for people who will actually bother themselves to take care of the people of this country. Like, actually, this shouldn't be very hard, but people keep voting for politicians that they don't give a fuck about us. I honestly don't know where to go from there. But I got my rant out. Have a good one.